Hello, it's Lisa, Forever Clean Soapworks. I am going to make some solid lotion bars. Well, they're not bars, they are a twist up, almost like a deodorant container. And it's the solid lotion, but you can use it as foot balm. It's excellent on your feet. And I'm going to make just several different fragrances. I have them all lined up. I'm going to move the camera so you can see what I'm doing instead of my face. So anyway, I thought I'd go ahead and film this because I hadn't been filming anything for quite some time, and now I'm going to film. And here I am grabbing my gloves because I didn't get them beforehand because, you know, it's my typical. I have not made these in a while, and I was going to make shower steamers today, but the humidity is about 1,000% right now. Literally like breathing water when you go outside, and it's just too humid and they will grow. They'll just, from all the humidity. So I don't want to make them today. I will have to make them next week because the humidity's supposed to go down. So I have my cocoa butter. And my last video, not the last one, the one where I was making the soap, I had mentioned the cocoa butter is all chopped up already. See? But in the bottom is all the small pieces. So when I do stuff like this, I like using all the small pieces because it will melt really quickly. And then it doesn't have to get as hot. All my other ingredients don't have to get quite as hot because I have to melt it for so long. So it's really handy to have the little bits and pieces. I love this. I love that I don't have to chop this up anymore. Thank you, Natural Bulk Supplies out of Kansas. They do all the hard work for me. Yes, they do. Awesome. So I got my cocoa butter in there. And I'm going to go get my shea butter. Oh, it's heavy. Okay. Actually, this is a very simple recipe that I made many years ago. I love it. It works so well. Doesn't leave you feeling greasy. Yeah, it's got such wonderful stuff in it. You know, we like to use the good stuff so that you feel great. So yeah, shea butter, cocoa butter, coconut oil. I used to use babasu, which is so similar to coconut oil, but the price is outrageous at the moment, so we're going with coconut. And I am going to go ahead and melt this first. Oh wait, I'm gonna put my coconut in and then I'll melt it because I have beeswax to put in there, and that beeswax will chunk up if this is too cool. So I'm going to get some of my coconut in there real quick. Oh, that was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh, and I need to make a couple of them that have no fragrance in them. Almost forgot to do that. Okay. And I'm gonna wait on my castor oil and my vitamin E. Okay, I'm gonna go pop this in the microwave. I have my beeswax melted. Okay. So I got out my vitamin E. Get out more of these. And make sure I have enough. 26 ounces. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, I've got plenty. I can make more than that. So my fragrances today are, all of them are Nature's Garden. Maybe I should make a lavender one too. People love lavender. My fragrance is one that I'm blending myself. I have to come up with a name, and it will be bergamot, water lily mint, and basil sage mint. Oh, it smells so good. Then moonlight pomegranate, weekend in Maui, mango papaya, beach daisies, and then some fragrance free because I also use this as a tattoo. I use it as a tattoo balm. It works great on fresh tattoos or to refresh your tattoo and make it look pretty. So I will be making some of those. But those don't get any fragrance. You don't want any fragrance on that tattoo. It'll burn. I don't mean it'll burn your skin. It will just, it'll burn like putting something on an open wound. And, okay, and some lavender. 2 lavenders. All right. Now the key to pouring in these little guys is to not pour it too hot because it will leak. And I'll end up in the bottom down here past the little stopper where you turn it, turn it up to advance it. I learned that the hard way too. Oh, sometimes you just, you get those lessons learned, whether you want to or not. Just checking on this, see if it melted. Ooh, it is almost there, but not quite. About another minute. And I'm going to, I did disinfect my spoon. I'm going to redo it because it's been sitting. And I changed my label. This is 72% alcohol. I had an old label on there. I knew that I had 72 in there, but I had an old label, so I fixed it. The reason we use 72 and not the higher 91, 72 breaks that barrier of the germs or bacteria or whatever might be in there. 91 does not break that barrier and kill it. So that's why you use the 72. If you're going to disinfect your area, use 72% alcohol, not 91. I didn't know that a long time ago, but I know it now. So I make sure everything I clean with is 72. Oh, it's ready. Almost totally dissolved. Can you see the little pieces in the bottom? I don't know if you can see them. They're there. So I'm gonna just stir that a little bit. And what I'm going to do before, oh yeah, it's melting up. Before I put in my castor, I'm going to put my beeswax in to see if it starts to chunk up, and I need to I need to put it back in the microwave for a little bit to dissolve that. Then I will add my castor and my vitamin E. I know it seems like an odd way to do it, but I don't want to have to stir and stir and stir forever to cool it down. So right now it's pretty darn hot. It's melting the last little bits of the cocoa butter. And then, like I said, I will put the beeswax in there. This is pure beeswax from the farm, not my farm, my bee guy's farm. So he does filter it, but sometimes we get little bee parts in there. That's how you know it's real. I don't mind bee parts in my stuff, but some people may notice. And just so they know, it is real. So what I do when I melt my beeswax, the bee parts will settle in the bottom. Okay? When it's hot, and even if it bubbles a little bit, turn it off, let it set, and the bee parts will settle down. And then just get your beeswax off the top, and most likely you will not get, oh, it's clear. No bee parts. Yep, excellent. No bee parts. It's settled really nice. And this is my beeswax only ladle. It stays with my bee container, my beeswax container. Don't use it for anything else. This is coming out really nice. Really nice. Beeswax melts at a very high temperature. So that's why it's starting to cloud up and get little pieces in there, because it does melt at a really high temperature. And if this isn't hot enough, it will start to chunk up a little bit, which it is doing that. However, when I stir it, it may be fine. So we'll wait till I stir it before I decide if I'm going to microwave it again. Perfect. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like honey. It smells delicious. Love it. Love it. Well, let's give it a stir and see. It looks like it might dissolve. I don't know. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. Once it's mixed in and it has been totally dissolved and mixed in, then you don't get the chunks. It will all solidify, but you don't get the little pieces. And right now I have little pieces in there. May need to put it back in for a minute. And you can see, I think you can see how it actually is already getting hard right on the spoon. So yep, I am going to put it back in for a minute. Just enough to melt that. And we will give it just a minute to melt. And if it melts it off of the spoon, then it's hot enough. And we'll add that, and then we can just let it cool down just a little bit before we add our fragrances and pour. I normally use these, but they're all dirty. I didn't even think about that. I have one that I will use for my unscented for the tattoo balm. And then I have the smaller ones, which I can just, pour a little fragrance in and refill. No big deal. But I do have to clean them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Now, even though when I wash these, I do dip them in bleach water when I rinse, but I always do a second just to be sure, because this is going on your skin. But yes, I do always disinfect them in my wash water. Better safe than sorry. So we do disinfect everything twice. And a lab guy that tested my stuff told me that. He's like, just use that alcohol. Okay, I'm using it. Oh, that minute was just perfect. It was all dissolved. See? I will add my castor and my vitamin E. It's not a lot, but it's enough to make a difference in how it feels. There we go. And my vitamin E. Now, vitamin E is good for your skin, yes, but it has another property thing that it does. And oh, look at this, there's chunks. Can you see the chunks? Because it's cooler. It keeps your oils from going rancid. They last longer. So I put vitamin E in all my stuff except soap that has oils in it. Yeah. Cool, huh? All right. So I'm going to show you how I do my first one, and then, you know, the rest are just the same. So I would do the first one. I believe this will hold 2 ounces, I'm sure. Oh, we're going to go with, well, I'm just going to do 2 ounces at a time and then fragrance it. So, come on, show up. Sometimes it's hard to make it move. I may have to switch to grams. Let's do that. All right, and our watermelon mint. And our basil sage mint. The mint in it isn't really minty. I mean, you can smell it a little bit, but it's not overpowering mint. All right. Use my little wooden thing. Wooden stick. They come in handy. And it's getting thick already. You see it sticking on there? Doesn't take much. Like I said, you don't want that to get too, or you don't want it to be too hot to pour in there. So yes, it is sticking already, and it's already sticking to the edges. Oh my gosh. Boy, that smells good. Ooh. I can't remember if it's 2 or 2.5 ounces. We're gonna find out real quick. Ta-da! Looks like it's 2. But look how much stuck inside there. I'm going to pop that in the microwave real quick. I'm coming back. Don't worry. Now when I do the next one, because I'm doing 2 each, I'm going to add just a tiny bit more because I'm going to put a sample. Oh gosh, that is chunky. I'm going to leave that in there. I'm going to do a sample so people can smell it so they don't have to open those. So, let's do... Okay. Alrighty. Go back to grams. Excellent. That one's done. Excellent. That one's done. I love the water lily mint, but it is kind of powerful. The smell is kind of powerful. Okay, let's see how this goes. I may have to pop this in there again. Oh, you know, I had a little bit more product in there, so I need a little bit more fragrance oil. Still have this one, but I threw the other ones out, so I'll have to dribble a little bit in. There we go. Just a smidge. There we go. Then I do have to heat it because it's already getting very chunky. I'll put enough of that one in. Let me see. Oh gosh, I gotta heat it before I smell it. It's very chunky. See, we got lots and lots of chunks. Can you see them? Okay, let me just warm this up real quick. These are my little sample cups. I have little caps for them. Get them at the restaurant supply store because that's what they use for little portions. Yeah, super handy. Super duper handy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, now that's good. That smells wonderful. Get off my little bits here. Yeah, it's pretty warm. I'm gonna stir it for a minute till it cools down a little bit. Nice. To ounces. I'm probably going to have to heat this big bowl up again too because it's starting to get thick all on the edges. It's easier if it's warmer to start with, and then you can just stir it to cool it down. Yeah, it's cooling down already because it's such a small container. As soon as it starts to get thick again, and you notice it getting a little bit thick, you can pour. Doesn't take long on the small little bits here. This smells really good though. Oh yeah, my goodness, does that smell wonderful. Wow, I did good on blending that. That was my own creation. I tried the bergamot with lemon lavender, and that lemon lavender just overpowered it. I didn't like it. So I tried this. It was quite nice. Oh, it's already starting to get little bits of chunky here and there, so I'm gonna pour. There we go. And then I'll pour some in this little guy. Perfect. 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 This one is perfect too. I'm going to put just one bottle behind it so I don't get it confused. Now, can you see how this is sinking down? This happens on lip balms too. See how it's sinking down in the center? What I'm going to do, now that it's cooling, is take my little pipette, and in England they call it a pipette. I love that. And I'm going to put some right there. I could use my little heater. There we go. But, and I may, when we're all done, just to give it a smooth top. But I had some of this left over, so, and I don't have to have a full container of that. And then what I do to get, this gets all cool in there before it's totally hard, squeeze it out and put it back in. And there it goes. And stir it in. And because this is just a sample, nobody cares what it looks like. But it stirs in just fine and goes down to the bottom. And that one is cooling. Just gonna pour it so it'll be the same height as the other one. I'm gonna pour a little bit more in there. And then I may use my heat gun and just warm up just the top so that it smooths it out. There you have it. That's how I do it. This is how we do it. So anyway, I'm going to finish up with all of those and reheat this again. And sorry, I always put my hand right smack dab in front of that. I'm trying to, there we go. Okay. Oh, I'll get the hang of it one day. So that's it for today. It was just a quick one. Like I said, I'm gonna try and do these more often. I am, so that we can get some more videos going on my page, on my YouTube channel, I mean. So remember to subscribe, hit like, subscribe, whatever. Tell your friends. I like to have fun while I'm doing this, so I will see you next time. Hopefully it won't be as long. I've been trying. Bye.